Now, the continent is gradually shifting towards BRICS. And when I talk about BRICS, what comes to mind is the Russian government. What comes to mind is Putin, right? Like, yeah, of course. Why is it that Africa, the felt is just okay. No, it's okay. Let's just pull out from the West. Let's pull out from America. Let's pull out from Europe. And then, no matter what we're going to face in the future, the risk is worth taking. Let's just give our trust to Russia.
The United States is sending their vice president to Africa in an attempt to salvage Western relations with the continent, as America hopes to maintain Western influence over the various African nations while slowing down the influence of BRICS. Let's talk about what's happening, why Africa finds the entire world wanting to be their friends, and what this means for business in Africa. This trip from the vice president will include Ghana, Tanzania, and Zambia, and follows French President Macron's friendship tour of Africa a few weeks prior. This is clearly a preemptive measure, with the West trying to get ahead of President Putin, who plans to visit Africa to make a major push to align Africa with BRICS later this year. After the Ukraine war created a clear division between the West and Russia, the West realized that Africa aligning itself with BRICS nations would give Russia a major strategic advantage over the West. Thus, the US and France are extremely worried about losing influence with Africa, as China and Russia have made significant inroads in various African nations. If you spent time in Africa, you have likely seen the massive infrastructure projects. The US is hoping to use a charm offensive to convince the African countries to expand their relations with the Western world and reject future infrastructure and business deals from Russia and China. Each side is coming to the African nations with proposals. At this point, we can only speculate, as many of the negotiations are ongoing and all sides are tight-lipped. Nevertheless, let's talk about what offers are likely going to be on the table from the West and from BRICS, and which side is more favorable to business in Africa. The BRICS nations, specifically Russia and China, are likely offering the various African leaders more energy infrastructure, transportation infrastructure, free grain, and help in developing African manufacturing, among other things. In exchange, the BRICS nations are likely looking to continue to establish a business foothold in Africa, receive a revenue stream from the various infrastructure projects through tolls and surcharges, allow BRICS access to the raw resources of the African continent, and of course, the ultimate goal of BRICS may be to cut off Western influence from Africa. The West will likely be a little less transparent. The West will offer foreign aid with strings attached, developmental loans from the World Bank, more American visa lotteries for the African citizens, and implied military protection for the leaders who play nice with Europe and America. In exchange, the US will expect Africa to conform more with Western social norms, allow Western companies access to the African economies, and of course, limit future African involvement with the BRICS nations. This is fundamentally a continuation of the previous relationship the West had with Africa, though perhaps with a nicer tone. On the surface, the BRICS nations appear to be offering a much better deal for the African economies. The infrastructure and nuclear energy deals appear to be game changers without the typical political and social baggage the West pushes. From a business standpoint, it seems BRICS is the winning choice if you are an investor in Africa. But the devil is in the details, and we do not know whether the BRICS nations will maintain a neutral business relationship with Africa indefinitely, or whether they will attempt Western-style political intrigue if BRICS influence becomes more entrenched. Either way, it certainly must be an interesting time to be an African. After centuries of being treated like second-class countries, they now find major powers of the world attempting to win their favor, putting the Africans in a much stronger negotiating position than they enjoyed in the past. I believe this competition for African friendship could lead to better trade deals and more respect for African autonomy. But what do you guys think? Have the trips from the leaders in America and France improved your opinion of Western involvement in Africa? Or should the African nations align more with BRICS? Or do you feel Africa should limit foreign involvement in their economies and develop independently of both the West and BRICS? Let me know in the comments below. I'm very interested in your opinions on this. And as always, if this video provided you with value, give me a like and a follow. That really helps out my channel, and I will see you on the next video.
Alright, the truth still remains that Europe and America always collide to bring down Africa for their selfish interests. That is just the truth. And the painful thing is that I don't know what they always do to our leaders in various African countries. I don't know what they do to them. I don't know what they give to them, that they have to accept everything. Like everything, even when they start refusing some things and you're so happy saying that, oh my goodness, things are changing, you will hear another thing, something is wrong. Something is wrong. The thing is, wherever these people are, there is always problem. There is always chaos. Because they themselves are chaos. And they share it wherever they go to. Now they create this chaos for their own interest. Because it is when you fight yourself, it is when you fight your brother, that they can easily manipulate the other part to go away with whatever they want to go away with. That is to say, it is in the bloodshedding and in the killings and the rest of them that they grow. Just like are they bloodsuckers? Because that is exactly what is happening. I think it was up here talking about there was this young man that was talking about Congo, what was happening in Congo. When the UN went there, they claimed they went there for peacekeeping, a lot of killings started. They say they are going there to keep peace, but there is problem, there is chaos. They themselves were the ones taking the lives of the citizens, the UN peacekeepers. And the question was, are you in Africa for peacekeeping? Are you in the motherland for peace, or you are in the motherland for war or for chaos? And exactly that is what they are in there for. They are in here for. Because it is in these uprisings. That is what I've noticed. I don't know if you have any other opinion. You can share your thought there. I feel it is in the uprising, it is in the chaos, it is in the up and down that our people go through, that they live on. Right? When you hear this is happening in this angle, that is happening in the west, that is happening in the north, that is happening in the north central, that is happening in wherever, that is when they are at peace. Now, why do you think that Africa would see an opportunity like this and run to? Of course it will be. And that is why you see there was a time that I think America themselves were feeling insecure, seeing how Russia and China are trying to divert the attention of the continent to themselves, and they're like forcing relations. You saw what happened in the francophone countries between the French government and people as well. You could see the level of desperation in there. They are really trying to hold on to some countries still. They don't want to go. Even when the people are saying, Europe and America, we are tired of you, just get out, get out. No, they don't want to go. They are still trying to force relations. Right? Because when we pull out, there will be no more to sanction. Is that not so? When we pull out, there will be no more to, vent anger on. And do you know what? The reason why they can't just leave out, because they know what they are achieving. They know what they are profiting. Because I don't see a reason where you feel you're the one coming to help the continent. Because most of the time, that is what they go to say. Like, Africa is so poor. The motherland is so poor, they have nothing. We are the ones going to teach them how to wear clothes. We are the ones going to teach them how to take their bath. Right? Now, you are coming to teach us all these good things that are for our good. Is that not so? Now, why are you forcing it? When we said, no, don't worry, we don't want to bathe. We want to be the way we are. We don't want to put on clothes. We want to be the way we are. Just go with your civilization. Live in peace with your civilization in your various continents, in your various countries, and leave us alone. But they wouldn't hear that. And you think it's for our own good, truly? Oh, come on. Even if it's a baby. So they know what they benefit. And that is why they are always struggling. They are always trying to frustrate. Up until now, they are still frustrating this man. Right? They are frustrating the president of Russia to always try to give in. They are forcing him. They are trying to frustrate the president of Russia to give in. With threats, with whatever, just because of this alliance he's trying to create with our people. And as we know, when we talk about the BRICS, we talk about China, we talk about Russia, we talk about African countries, and then, some other interested parts of the world. And if this stands, of course, you know what is next. The US dollar will be nothing. The pound will be nothing. Because what will stand will be the BRICS. Now, I got some information, I don't know how true is that, for our Ghanaian brothers and sisters, that the president I thought he was even I'm sorry to say, but I was thinking the president of Ghana was a bit more sensible, like more sensible, because when they were trying to divert into using gold for foreign exchange, I was so happy that gradually it's going to pull down the force that the dollar have on the continent. Now, just all of a sudden, we begin to hear that he's trying to create another relation with the Europeans, and he's like, what is really happening here? Is it Europe or America even more? Oh, you know them. He is trying to create a new relations with the oppressor, and it's kind of, what is really going on? What is really happening? Like I keep saying, when you think they are sensible, they'll do another. And the fear is, if they start trading with this gold, of course the value of the dollar will be nothing. And that is why they are trying their best to sweet mouth them, right? They are trying their best to come down to them, to try to say, okay, this is what we're going to do. It will be a win-win, but both for us and for your country. And it's like the president is giving in. The president of Ghana is giving in, and the citizens are like, what is really wrong with this man? A lot of persons are like, why did we even voted him to power? It's not just that of Ghana alone. It's happened in all parts of Africa. Most of the time you see a leader that you feel, okay, this person is sensible, and by the time the person gets to the seat, you begin to see something else. You ask yourself, is this the person we voted to power? If we have known, we wouldn't have voted him to power. Most of the time, these are what we hear. Because by the time they get there, who knows if they are being threatened? I don't know. But something always change. Something always change. You see the promises they make to you before going there. But by the time they sit on that throne, something always change. And they don't listen to the citizens anymore. They do what they feel is the best. And exactly, this is what is happening in the continent. Now, it is something of joy as well that this relation is being formed between the continent and Russia, if this is for the best. A lot of us feel the relation between Russia and Africa is the best. And if that is it, we all hope for the best for the motherland. We all hope for the best for the motherland. That is what we hope for. And America is on the other part saying, we are the best allies that you can ever have. Not China, not Russia, but we are the best. And they're trying to prove it, that they are the best allies. What do you think? Leave your comment and thought there in the section, and I'll see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive.